Hey guys, it's Janelle with My Chalk Habit. If you'll give me just a minute to check a thing or two, I will turn the camera. I know that's a lovely view of my arm. Sorry about that. Okay. Alright guys, good evening. Sorry I'm turned a little sideways trying to get my camera so that it will see everything that it needs to see this evening. And I am live to do just a little bit of talking with you and hoping you'll hang out with me. If you can find the comments and comment, let me know you're here, and feel free to ask any questions and just get in touch with me. I don't know about you, but I'm a little stir crazy with just being at home 24/7. Went out today to the post office and went to Dunkin' Donuts for the first time and got a coffee, so I was feeling pretty good when I got home. But other than that, I've been to the grocery store every 2 weeks, and so I don't know about you, but I could use some time with some friends and would love to hear from you. So go ahead and reach out through the comments and I will work on being able to see those. I am chalking a series tonight, or using transfers from a series tonight called The Bee's Knees. So it all has to do with bees. I found a surface that is not a chalk couture surface because I wanted to show you how flexible the product can be. It's not just for chalkboards. I'm going to be using a jar candle that I found. I peeled off the label, cleaned it up, got the sticky off of it, and it has a awesome wood lid on it, and so I'll be chalking on the jar and on the lid. So I'm going to switch my camera around and get things set up so that I can work on that. I am totally new to this whole Facebook Live thing, and it's absolutely making me crazy. I am trying to figure out where to go to see comments while you're live. How can you find a way to use more than one camera? It's a crazy big deal. So I'm so glad that you will kind of come hang out with me and put up with my novice camera work and all of that. So, hey Nancy, so good to see you. Thanks for popping in. I was telling everybody that I am going to do some chalking on a candle. I'm going to use this lovely little candle here. I'm going to chalk on the candle jar and on the lid. The lid is wood, so I'm going to do both. Okay, I'm trying to decide what I want to do first, the lid or the candle itself. But I've created this little contraption to hold my candle still while I'm working on it. Necessity is the mother of invention, right? Okay. Couture transfers come in a big sheet that is all put together, and I'm just going to cut apart the pieces that I want to use. They are a silkscreen transfer. That means they're very flexible, and I'll be able to wrap this transfer around the candle very easily. The one thing that I do need to remember to do is take some of the stickiness off the transfer, and we call that fuzzing because you're getting fuzzies onto the transfer. And Couture makes a lovely little towel that you can use for fuzzing. I like to use it because I have a dog, and if I used a regular towel, it would probably have dog hair on it, and I would have dog hair stuck to my transfer. So I'm going to take a minute or two to get this transfer good and fuzzy before I stick it to the glass. Nancy, has it stopped snowing? I will say, by the way, if you happen to be watching this as a replay, after I'm done with the live, maybe later this evening after the kids are in bed or tomorrow, thank you for watching. Make sure you drop a comment that says #replay so that I know that you weren't with me live. Oh no, lots of snow. I'm telling you, our snow in April was nothing like your snow in April, so just saying, it's worth considering. I'm going to do my best to kind of get that flat on there. Work on any bubbles. Bubbles are the enemy. If there's a bubble, your ink will slide through. And make a mess. However, I'm trying to keep from pressing down really hard because I don't want it to be difficult to pull the transfer off once I'm done either. So, ooh, I'm really bad at getting this in the camera. Sorry about that. Okay. can adjust this up just a tiny bit. I think what I'm going to do first on this is I'm going to ink this little part right up here that is flower, and then I'm going to peel it back and let that dry just a second, and then I'm going to move down to the bottom because the bottom is going to take a little more effort because it's a little bigger space. So on that flower I'm going to use Wisteria. It's a really pretty kind of lilac-y color. When you're working with chalk paste, you want to make sure that it's mixed up good, that it's a good consistency, kind of like yogurt. I don't know if you can kind of... If it's not, you can add just a tiny bit of water at a time until you can start to the consistency that you're looking for. Then kind of go back over it, pull off the extra, scrape that back into the jar. With chalk paste, you have to work fairly quickly because it will dry onto the transfer. Give you a peek at that. And once that dries onto the transfer, you end up with gaps. You don't want those either. So I'm going to try and get this put back down. Make sure I don't have bubbles under the letters. This is my first time working on glass, so we'll see how it goes. It's not terribly sticky. I thought it might be really hard to peel up, but it's not too bad. Okay, set this down a minute. Lilac's done. I want to get the lid on the lilac pretty quickly so it doesn't dry. Get crunchy. Nobody likes crunchy paste. And then my Honeybee Farms, I think I'm going to do in black because I want it to stand out really nicely. This one's just a little bit thicker than the Wisteria was, but I think it's still good. I don't think I want to add any water to it. And I think I'm going to pick a different tool, maybe. This little guy is called an angled squeegee. has a little more surface area to it, or more area on the angled portion. Help me work this on just a little bit quicker maybe. I'm going to flip this around. Having a left hand, right hand moment here. I just find this process to be really relaxing, rather than worrying about something not quite getting chalked the way I want it to. But since chalk paste, if I mess it up, I can wash it off and try it again. There's really not a lot to get anxious or squirrely about. I'm going to lay that back down and kind of a little bleeding through on some of that. Okay, I'm gonna stick that in a little cool water bath over here really quick on the other side of the camera. You don't want that paste to dry on the transfer. You want to get it wet again as quick as you can to make it easy to clean up. Especially where that font is really small. That chalk paste can kind of get up in there and really get hard to clean out. Okay. I know I've got a paintbrush over here somewhere. So Nancy, are your boys doing homeschool right now? I just finished an online Zoom session right before this with a group of kindergartners. I wasn't acting as a teacher, just kind of jumping on and saying hi and staying in touch with what's going on. It's nice to see kids when you don't get to see them every day. Okay, I'm gonna take just a tiny bit of this and see if I can give this a little love here. I'm sure. I've talked to a lot of parents. I talked to a lady the other day who has 5 kids, and 2 of them are teenagers. And then she has 3 that are elementary school age, and I just can't even imagine, because of course all of mine are grown up, so I'm not dealing with this right now. Other than just from teacher point of view. I think I've decided that I just don't really care for skinny letters very much. I've had something else that I tried that was a little kind of a skinny font, and it didn't turn out quite as well as I would have liked it to. It's probably just me, probably just my own lack of experience with it and knowing, hey, you need to add a little more pressure, or you need to use a little more ink so that it stays wet a little longer. Okay, now I'm going to take a Q-tip and just squish up in here a little bit. And on this one too. Try not to completely ruin the E. Try and make sure it still looks like an E. Okay, so there is that. That's as much as I'm going to mess with that, I think. Set that aside. And on the lid, I want to do this little beehive with a little bumblebee. I thought about adding something else to that, but I think I'm going to keep it simple. I've got another nice big transfer that I think I'm going to do Friday on a chalk couture surface, like a chalkboard surface. And so I think I'm just going to let this be what it is, just kind of keep it quick tonight. Because that's another thing that I like about doing this is I don't always have a lot of time to be creative and crafty, but this doesn't have to take up a lot of time. It can be very simple and very quick. Get out one more. I'm gonna center this just down a little low so I can stick that bumblebee. Okay, let me think about this just a second. One thing I've learned from a couple other projects that I did that had kind of that wood grain, if you're not using those lines to center, I've had trouble with it kind of looking very off center, and that bothered me more than I thought it would. So I'm going to try it this way. Hey Kayla. That's my sister. Grab another. Kayla, I just finished doing the jar. Don't know if you saw any of that. There's my Honeybee Farms on the jar. Now I'm going to take Bumblebee Yellow. And when I'm cleaning off a tool, I use a Clorox wipe. Can use those when you're cleaning off a transfer too. I started just a little bit after 8, I think. You're not too tardy to the party. There's that. Turned out cute. The other thing I've noticed about my chalks is sometimes I look at it and I think that is, it looks really light right now, but it is going to darken up just a little bit. I don't know, Kayla, did I mention 2 times, like 8:30 in one and then 8 in another? I don't know. Who knows? That totally could have happened. Okay. There's that guy. Or I have 2 bumblebees. I have a sideways bumblebee, and I have a frontways bumblebee. Do you guys like one better than the other? Which bumblebee? Sideways? Front? I'll let you guys help me choose. While you're choosing, I'm gonna dry this a little bit. I'm gonna use a heat embosser, but I'm taking it away from the table and away from my transfers because heat and transfers do not go together. Gonna get noisy for just a second. Sideways it is. I think I'm going to take a chance on something here really quick. No, I'm not. I've got this honeycomb design and I thought, well, maybe I could cover the beehive, put the honeycomb around it. I don't know, maybe another time. Some other time. does that. I was using my angled squeegee earlier, and I think all of our words are covering what you're doing. I don't know if I can fix that. On my Facebook, where I have it, nope. There we go. But now I don't know what you're saying, but that's okay. Is that better? Give me a heart or something. Okie dokie. So this has got black on it, and I'm just going to take my Clorox wipe and clean that up real quick. Although I could turn it. I've got this side, I've got this side, this side. Sometimes doing that, you just wind up with it on your hands because I'm a messy crafter. I'll just clean that up. Okay. Kayla, if you're still seeing comments inside of the picture, try sliding it to the left or the right and see if that will close those comments out. There's our little bumblebee. Should I do another one? You know what? We're just going to call him good. Less is more, right? So there's lots of other things I could do with this. If I had initials, if I was making it as a gift for someone, I could put a name up in there. I think what I'm probably going to do is take this and find a little string tie for it. See if I can add a little bow on here.
Call from NRCC. Call from NRCC. Call from NRCC.
Turn that up just a little bit. The nice thing about having done all kinds of crafts is I have all kinds of embellishments and string. I kind of want that to stay off to the side so it's not in the way of the flower on the front. You could add a charm. That's what I should have done. Maybe I'll do that. I'll find a little charm and instead of the bow, tie a charm into the twine. If I can find a bee, that would be really cute. So there it is. A little bee candle jar that could be used as a giveaway, a present, teacher gift, whatever. Okay, that is all I have, but I just wanted to remind you that on May 5th I'm doing a virtual class through Zoom, probably, and it is going to be using the kits that Chalk Couture has there called Try Me kits. They include a size transfer, which is a 5x7, 2 chalk paste samples, and a little squeegee like this guy, and a surface. And the two that I've picked to work with are board and base surfaces, which stands up nicely on its own as a little set around, as my friend would say, something you set around on an end table or what have you. So those two kits are listed as links under the event on my Chalk Habit on my business page. And if you're interested, go ahead and get your kit. Let me know you're planning to attend. I'll get you a code for the event in Zoom, and we'll get together. Be kind of like a scrapbooking crop, except with paint. And since it's Cinco de Mayo, if you have a little chips and salsa while you're chalking, that's cool too. And if you are looking for more information about any of the products, the bee's knees, you can find them on chalkcouture.com/my-chalk-habit. And that will take you to the shopping, and I'll put that link in the comments if you're looking for that. So other than that, that's it. I hope you guys have a great night. Be safe and be well. Bye, guys.